There comes a moment in life when one quiet decision made in the privacy of your own soul does more than change your relationship status. It changes your destiny. Marriage doesn't begin with another person. It begins with one internal shift, so powerful that the entire universe reorganizes itself around your choice. Marriage is not something that enters your life from the outside. It is something awakened from within. People often believe that destiny is written somewhere far away, controlled by forces they cannot see. But the truth is simpler and far more empowering. Your destiny bends to the direction of your inner decisions. The moment you choose, truly choose, to step into the identity of someone worthy of profound love, lifelong partnership, and divine companionship, a silent transformation begins. It is invisible at first, but unstoppable in its influence. That one internal decision becomes the gravitational force that draws the right person, the right timing, and the right circumstances straight into your reality. The universe listens most loudly to the quiet decisions you make with certainty, not the loud desires you repeat without conviction. The quantum jump in marriage happens the moment you shift from hoping to knowing, from wanting to embodying, from waiting to choosing. You no longer see marriage as something that might happen. You begin to see it as something already aligned with who you are. That is the moment everything changes. Your self-perception upgrades, your energy stabilizes, your vision becomes clearer. You begin to move differently, speak differently, and expect differently. People can feel this shift even if they cannot explain it. The right partner, your partner, feels it the most. Because marriage, at its core, is not physical alignment. It is spiritual resonance. And resonance begins within. When you make that internal decision, you stop negotiating with doubt. You stop entertaining the possibility of being unloved or overlooked. You stop replaying your past disappointments. Instead, you stand firmly in a new identity. The identity of someone chosen, cherished, and destined for union. This one internal act becomes the doorway through which a new version of your life begins to walk toward you. Before anything changes on the outside, you become the person ready to receive what you once chased. That's the power of an internal marriage decision. It activates destiny without needing permission from circumstances. A quantum jump does not require perfect timing, wealth, physical beauty, or social approval. It requires one bold inner alignment. I am already who I need to be for the marriage that belongs to me. The moment your inner world adjusts to that level of certainty, life begins to rearrange itself in ways you could never force from the outside. You may call it intuition, divine timing, or spiritual law, but the effect is the same. At the soul level, you step into a timeline where your marriage exists, and your outer world slowly catches up. Encounters become meaningful, conversations become aligned, and opportunities appear out of nowhere. This is not luck. It is the ripple effect of an internal decision finally made with clarity. There is a version of you already living the marriage you dream of, happily connected, emotionally safe, deeply understood, aligned with a partner who meets you with respect, devotion, and intentional love. That version of you is not far away. It is one inner shift away. When you make the internal decision to embody that version, you collapse the distance between longing and reality. The quantum jump is not an external leap. It is an identity leap. You begin to think from that future self, feel as that future self, and act with the calm confidence of someone who knows that what is theirs cannot pass them by. Many people wait for signs before believing, but destiny does not respond to waiting. It responds to choosing. You don't see signs because you believe, you see signs because you chose. That one internal decision becomes the signal that activates movement in the universe. Suddenly you hear your intuition more clearly. You lose interest in relationships that drain you. You stop settling. You begin to attract connections that align with the marriage you have already claimed within. This change is not coincidence. It is spiritual mathematics. A clear internal decision has a measurable impact on the outer world. Think of the decision as a spiritual signature. Before that moment, your energy is scattered, uncertain, hoping for love, but doubting your worthiness. After that moment, your energy sharpens. You become magnetic. You are no longer searching for someone to choose you. You are preparing to meet the person already chosen for your path. This shift releases pressure, confusion, and emotional desperation. You move through life with quiet confidence. And this confidence, this certainty, becomes the most attractive force in the universe. People are drawn to those who carry inner clarity. Destiny responds to those who walk with inner conviction. When you internally decide on marriage, not by force, not by anxiety, not by fear of loneliness, but by alignment, your heart becomes grounded. Your standards rise naturally. You stop overgiving. You stop arguing for your limitations. You stop shrinking to fit into someone else's idea of love. Instead, you expand into your true identity. You honor your emotional, spiritual, and relational needs with courage. This is the foundation of a sacred partnership. Being aligned with yourself first. That is the internal decision that changes everything. This internal decision not only attracts the right person, it repels the wrong ones. Suddenly, people who once had access to your energy begin to fade. Patterns that once repeated stop repeating. The same type of heartbreak that once returned again and again suddenly loses its power. You rise into a frequency where only genuine, intentional, mature love can reach you. That is the quantum jump. Not just attracting what you desire, but becoming incompatible with what harms you. Destiny is not only about what is added. It is also about what is removed when you step into a higher identity. Your future partner can feel your shift even before they physically enter your life. Souls meet long before bodies do. They feel the pull. They feel the alignment. They feel the energy of preparation. When you step into your internally decided identity, you send out a signal that reaches the one meant for you. The quantum jump is never one-sided. It awakens movement in both hearts simultaneously. This is why things begin to unfold quickly once you decide, because your decision mirrors a truth that already existed in the spiritual realm. Do not underestimate the power of a single internal moment. A quiet decision made in faith is more powerful than years spent wishing. It is the difference between hoping and manifesting, between waiting and receiving, between feeling lost and stepping into divine timing. You are not delayed. You are simply gathering the courage to choose yourself first. And when you choose yourself, destiny chooses you back. Let this be the moment your internal shift begins. Let this be the moment you say yes, not to a person, not to a timeline, but to the identity of the person already living the marriage you desire. Stand in that identity. Think from that identity. Expect from that identity. Because the quantum jump begins with one decision, a decision that says, I am ready for the love that has always been mine. Once you make it, your destiny has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. The moment you choose your future identity, something profound awakens inside you, a shift that does not wait for external validation. You stop treating love as something distant and begin treating it as something already tied to who you are becoming. Your energy stabilizes, your expectations rise, and you begin walking with the confidence of someone who knows they are already aligned with partnership. People sense the change without you saying a word. This decision becomes the silent blueprint guiding your actions, choices, and emotional boundaries. You start acting from your future self instead of your past wounds. It is not imagination, it is spiritual preparation. The universe responds immediately when you anchor your identity in certainty. You stop negotiating with doubt and start embodying readiness. Your desires feel closer because you feel closer to yourself. This internal shift becomes the foundation of a new path. It is the first quiet step into a destiny that was waiting for your permission to unfold. One internal decision can erase years of waiting, because it alters your inner posture toward love. You no longer look at your dreams with longing. You look at them with authority. You begin to walk through life as someone who expects alignment instead of disappointment. This decision disrupts old patterns, stops emotional cycles, and silences the fear that once held you captive. Your heart becomes lighter because it knows where it is going. Possibilities you never imagined begin to surface effortlessly. Opportunities become visible because your inner world has stopped resisting them. You draw toward you the people, circumstances, and timing that match your new inner state. It is not magic, it is alignment. Years of delay dissolve when you replace uncertainty with inner conviction. This single decision gives the universe a clear signal of readiness. What once felt far suddenly becomes near. Your destiny accelerates because your spirit has finally decided to move. When you shift from hoping to knowing, everything changes because knowing carries a power that hoping cannot. Hope waits, but knowing claims. Hope wishes, but knowing embodies. The moment your heart leans into certainty, you rise into a frequency where your desires cannot hide from you. You stop measuring your life by what you lack and start aligning with what you deserve. Your thoughts gain strength, your emotions gain direction, and your spirit gains purpose. This inner confidence becomes irresistible to the universe. It responds to conviction more quickly than it responds to desire. Signs begin to appear not because you are lucky, but because you are now in resonance with what you once doubted. Knowing creates movement, magnetism, and momentum. People may not understand the confidence you suddenly carry, but your soul knows why. You have crossed the threshold from wishing to claiming, and once you cross it, your reality follows. Inner clarity becomes a magnet that draws the right relationship toward you without effort. When your heart becomes clear, your energy stops broadcasting confusion. You no longer chase mixed signals or cling to unavailable love. Instead, you radiate certainty, an energy that attracts someone who is equally sure, equally aligned, and equally ready. Clarity sharpens your standards and protects your emotional space. It opens your vision to people who match your path instead of repeating your past. This clarity also transforms the way you communicate. Your words become more intentional and your boundaries stronger. People feel the stability in your presence, and the right partner is naturally drawn to it. The universe loves a clear heart because it knows exactly how to respond to one. You become magnetic, not by trying but by being. With clarity, love no longer feels like luck. It feels like the natural outcome of knowing who you are and what you deserve. Choosing yourself first becomes the turning point that shifts your frequency into alignment with the marriage meant for you. When you honor your emotions, your boundaries, and your worth, you rise into a version of yourself who no longer entertains half-hearted love. You become unavailable to relationships that drain you or delay your growth. This shift repels every connection that carries confusion, fear, or inconsistency. You begin to protect your peace with courage and clarity. Your standards stop being negotiable. You no longer sacrifice your needs for temporary affection, and in doing so you become irresistible to someone who recognizes your value. The universe removes what cannot stay and replaces it with what was always meant to arrive. Your self-respect becomes the filter through which destiny chooses your partner. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It is the spiritual prerequisite for attracting the love designed for you. Your future partner can feel your shift long before life brings you together physically. Souls communicate in ways the mind cannot understand. When you internally step into alignment, it creates a ripple that reaches the one meant for your path. They may suddenly feel a pull to grow, to seek love differently, to prepare emotionally, without knowing why. This invisible connection becomes stronger as you step deeper into your chosen identity. The more you align with love, the more they feel guided toward you. Timing begins to adjust, paths begin to merge, and opportunities begin to orchestrate themselves in perfect harmony. It feels like coincidence to the mind, but like purpose to the soul. Your shift calls them forward, and their spirit responds. Even in distance, something begins moving both of you closer. You are not just waiting. You are magnetically summoning alignment without forcing anything. A destiny-changing decision is quiet, steady, and rooted in identity rather than effort. It is not made out of desperation or fear, but out of deep personal truth. This decision creates an upgrade in how you see yourself, how you speak to yourself, and how you show up in the world. You begin to honor what your soul has been whispering for years. External noise fades because internal truth becomes louder. You let go of chasing results and begin trusting alignment. You move from anxiety to assurance, from confusion to purpose, from doubt to direction. This quiet inner yes becomes stronger than any outer no you have ever received. You walk with a calm confidence that becomes your spiritual signature. Life bends towards someone who knows who they are, and destiny, no matter how delayed, cannot resist a heart that finally decides. You step into a new timeline of love, the moment you embody the version of yourself who is already married. You stop imagining from loneliness and start imagining from fulfillment. Your daily thoughts reflect peace instead of longing. Your emotions settle into certainty instead of fear. You feel connected to a future that is not far away but already alive within you. This embodiment changes your actions. You make decisions that align with your future instead of your wounds. You speak with the tone of someone who knows love belongs to them. You move with the confidence of someone chosen. This version of you becomes the magnet that pulls your real-life experiences into harmony. You no longer look for proof outside. You carry the proof inside. And when the inner world matches the vision, the outer world has no choice but to follow. This is how timelines shift, how destiny unlocks, and how marriage moves from dream to reality.